My name is Rabbi Abraham Cooper. I'm the Associate Dean of the Simon Wiesenthal Center at the Museum of Tolerance. And I'm very proud to say that Bill Overton is a good friend and a source of inspiration to me. And this is a time in the history of the United States, of our people, that we need friends and we need sources of inspiration to be able to go forward and to move on. I've just spent most of the last 2 months overseas. I represented the Wiesenthal Center at the Museum of Tolerance in Durban, South Africa, for 2 weeks at the United Nations Conference Against Racism. I happened to have been in Japan opening an exhibition on the life and times of Simon Wiesenthal on September 11th. And I just returned from 3 weeks in the Holy Land. It's actually my first full day back in Los Angeles, and I'm glad it gave me the opportunity to be here tonight to greet you. As you all know, Bill is a noted author and speaker. We call him a member of our mishpacha. For those of you who don't know what mishpacha means, there's a little kosher repast after the evening formal festivities. But basically, I count Bill as a member of the family. And he is someone who has kept on message. And that message is a reminder here in Los Angeles, in the capital of entertainment and of image, that there is great power to imagery. Unbelievable power. There's the potential for moral power, and there's also the potential for using imagery to categorize entire people as subhuman, to teach kids from a young age how to hate, or to validate their love. And the fact that Bill has been able to keep on message makes the timing of tonight's presentation and the release of his book all the more important.
Zero important to me. There are a lot of images in here of African Americans, and some are before 1864, before the Emancipation Proclamation. Some came, obviously from 1864 through 1890. Thomas Nast, in particular, that I referenced earlier, before Reconstruction, he was very much a liberal, and he was an illustrator. That's what they basically called him, illustrators. He did the sketchings, etc. You could see his concern and his empathy and sympathy for the Irish, for the blacks, etc. When Reconstruction came, you could see not only his work, but the work of others change, because it was a very difficult and a very challenging time in America for everybody. And I'm not a history major, but I learned a heck of a lot as I assembled these, especially after the researchers put their collective hats on. So you will see images that are cartoons and illustrations, and some denigrating, but some very powerful, very poignant, but also you see members of the church and clergy upstanding, both black and white, etc. What I don't have a lot of is a lot of images of women, which is kind of interesting. I do have some, but not a lot. And what I tried to do, and you said, how does this tie together? I have a lot of quotes that I also gathered over the years. I mean, I read a lot, and when something would just grab me, I'd clip it out. And I ended up having over 500 quotes to draw from that I edited and then put them into this project, so that if the picture didn't grab you and take you on an emotional roller coaster ride, then the quote would take you. So you'll see quotes in here from Shakespeare to Mandela to Snoop Dogg to Puff Daddy to Mariah Carey to Frederick Douglass to Dostoevsky, Milosevic, comments about what they might have said about an issue in the media what they might have said about one another, or what is going on in these times. And I got some tricks and some. I want you to. This is like a puzzle, and I always think in my mind as sort of being a filter or a sounding board. So I think I wrote maybe 3 or 4 quotes that go in here, but I wanted to capture what the true journalists, what the true media makers really are. So this is a tribute to you folks in the media that do what you do, whether you're a journalist, an on-air personality, or if you're a photographer. We got some magnificent artists in the house tonight that are sculptors and photographers and painters. And I was always excited when I saw someone that had that gift to put a positive touch on anything that they create. So this is really a media literacy tool that you can use to sit around the table and go through it and get into a conversation or a quote where Martin Luther King Jr. quotes something from, I think it was in Mein Kampf, from Hitler, and you look at the quote and you go, wow, and it really will wake you up. And so it's got a lot of, there's a quote in the back. I want to say it's a quote from a radio personality in, I want to say it's a Palestinian radio station. And he plays this song. And the song, I believe, is in Hebrew. And the radio station airwaves light up. People call in, why are you playing that song? Why are you doing that? And the bottom line is, he says, you have to pay attention to the words, because it's a song about peace. Now that's in the back of the book. I couldn't tell you where to find it, but that got my attention. And there's so many other good things in here, but I didn't want to have them in chapters, because I don't want anyone to say, well, I want to go to this and discuss this subject, so I'm going to chapter 5, because that deals with the Asian immigration issue, or the black immigrant issue, or women's rights. So I'm going to take you on a journey and make you work on this, because I think you can sit around with children or senior citizens and roll your sleeves up, have a real good time, and understand the mission that we have, that we're on right now as a society, and the concern that I have, having 4 daughters. I want this world to be safer for them. So I think if I could use this to get the media to understand how powerful they really are, maybe somebody will listen, because we got a lot of negative stuff out here, not only in this country but in other countries. And I think the media can be a tremendous weapon of good, as opposed to something that denigrates, something that perpetuates hostilities, and something that's only used in 30-second sound bites to get your emotional level up. I see it as a good tool and a positive tool. And that's why I'm really southern, but you can't go to the media in this country or the entertainment industry and say, do this or do that, because they run for cover, because it's about censorship, and I'm totally respectful of that. But that's sort of my...